What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome back. And today, we need to dive deep into one of the most intriguing and, quite frankly, shocking trades of the offseason. The New York Jets made a move that barely cost them anything, but could end up paying off in massive ways. The acquisition of veteran defensive tackle Harrison Phillips from the Minnesota Vikings. Now, let me set the stage. For months, fans and analysts alike were hammering one particular question into the ground. Who in the world is going to line up next to Quinnen Williams? The Jets' defensive line already had star power with Quinnen, but they were missing that sturdy, dependable anchor who could handle the dirty work, plug rushing lanes, and free up the edge rushers. That question has been answered, and in a way that feels almost too good to be true. The Jets not only got Harrison Phillips, but they got him at what looks like a bargain. Two sixth-round picks isn't exactly breaking the bank, especially when you consider that the Vikings are eating a hefty chunk of his salary. For the Jets front office, this isn't just a trade, it's a flat-out heist. Phillips is exactly the archetype of player this defense needs. He's a run-stuffing specialist. He's not flashy. He's not going to rack up 12 sacks, and he's not the kind of player whose highlights are going viral every Sunday. But what he is, a rock. A disciplined, physical, tough as nails, interior presence who does his job so well that it makes everyone around him better. Think about Quinnen Williams for a second. He's the superstar, the wrecking ball, the guy who demands double teams. What he needed was someone next to him who won't try to outshine him, won't gamble his way out of plays, and won't collapse under the weight of consistent trench warfare. That's Harrison Phillips. He thrives on doing the dirty work, clogging lanes, and wearing down guards and centers until they break. And for Jets fans who might not know much about him, here's something that should make you smile. Last season, while playing in Brian Flores' complex and demanding scheme in Minnesota, Phillips handled responsibilities that many defensive tackles would shy away from. Flores routinely asked his linemen to two-gap. That means handling not just one, but two rushing lanes against NFL-level offensive linemen. That's brutal work. Phillips not only took on that responsibility, but did it with consistency. So when you put him next to Quinnen Williams, you're not just pairing two defensive tackles, you're constructing a wall. Quinnen gets more freedom to attack. Phillips locks down the middle, and suddenly the Jets' biggest defensive weakness, stopping the run, is no longer a liability. And don't forget, Phillips isn't just a football player. He's a leader. He's beloved in every locker room he's been in. He's a community guy. Coaches and teammates describe him as the type of player who keeps morale up and leads by example. For a Jets team that's been reshaping its culture under Aaron Glenn, that's invaluable. Now, some skeptics will point to Pro Football Focus grades, which weren't exactly kind to Phillips last season. But if you actually watched him play, those numbers don't tell the whole story. He ate up double teams, anchored one of the league's better run defenses, and allowed others to shine. Sometimes the analytics can't capture the value of a player who sacrifices his own stats so the team succeeds. Bottom line, Harrison Phillips isn't just another guy on the depth chart. He's the missing puzzle piece the Jets desperately needed. So now that the Jets addressed the defensive tackle position, the big question becomes, are they done making moves? Rumors have been flying, insiders have been speculating, and reports, like the one from Diana Rossini, suggest the Jets may not be finished. The team could still explore the trade market, particularly at wide receiver. But let's pause for a moment and really ask, should they? On one hand, there's an argument to be made that the Jets could use another true WR2 to pair with Garrett Wilson. Garrett is elite, there's no doubt about that. But after him, the depth chart looks more like a collection of role players than a proven second option. You've got Josh Reynolds, Tyler Johnson, Alan Lazard, Irv Smith Jr. working in at tight end, and rookie Mason Taylor trying to carve out a role. It's a group that's serviceable, but it doesn't exactly strike fear into opposing defenses. Now, here's where things get complicated. The Jets are building an identity. They want to be a run-first, defense-driven team. They want to control games at the line of scrimmage, pound the football, and suffocate opponents with defense. In that kind of system, do you really need to ship off draft capital and commit major money for another wide receiver? That's the debate raging inside Jets Nation right now. Some fans are pounding the table for a splash move. Alec Pierce? Jacoby Myers? Even pipe dream names like Terry McLaurin get thrown around. Sure, those are exciting ideas, but each one comes with a cost, either in high draft picks, big contracts, or both. And let's be honest here, the Jets aren't in all-in, sell the future mode. They're in build it right, sustain success mode. They've already traded away picks to address defensive tackle. They've already invested big money into Garrett Wilson and Quinnen Williams. Is this really the time to spend more capital on a wideout when the roster already has guys capable of filling roles? This is where the Jets' philosophy matters. Aaron Glenn and Joe Douglas are building a team that wins with physicality and resilience. They don't need a second superstar wide receiver. They need depth, balance, and chemistry. So while rumors will keep swirling, don't be surprised if the Jets stand pat and roll into the season with the group they have. Hey Jets fans, quick break before we keep going. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the Harrison Phillips trade and what it means for the Jets' future, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and most importantly, hit the notification bell so you never miss a single update. We're going to be bringing you the latest Jets news, breakdowns, and analysis all season long. And trust me, you don't want to be the fan who hears it last. Now, let's get back to the action. So what does all this actually mean for the Jets heading into the season? Let's break it down. First, the run defense. Last year, this unit was inconsistent at best when it came to stopping the ground game. Opponents targeted the soft spot next to Quinnen Williams, and too often, it worked. By adding Harrison Phillips, that weakness turns into a strength. Teams that thought they could bully the Jets with downhill running are going to be in for a rude awakening. Second, the domino effect on the rest of the defense. When you can trust your defensive tackles to hold the line, your linebackers play faster. CJ Mosley doesn't have to fight through as much traffic. The edge rushers can pin their ears back and attack, knowing the middle is secure. The secondary benefits too, because fewer second and shorts means more obvious passing downs. It's all connected, and Phillips is the key that makes it work. Third, the locker room dynamic. Jets fans know this team has been through years of dysfunction, bad leadership, and fractured chemistry. But now, with Aaron Glenn setting the tone, Quinnen Williams anchoring the defense, Justin Fields taking charge of the offense, and veteran leaders like Phillips stepping in, this feels like a new era. Not just a team with talent, but a team with character. And finally, the bigger picture, expectations. Does trading for Harrison Phillips suddenly make the Jets a Super Bowl favorite? No, but it does raise their floor significantly. The Jets are no longer a team with glaring weaknesses. They're no longer a defense you can bully in the trenches. They're a tougher, nastier, more balanced football team, and that makes them dangerous. Final thoughts, Jets fans. This trade may not be the flashiest headline of the offseason, but don't underestimate how important it really is. Harrison Phillips is the kind of move that smart franchises make, the kind that doesn't light up social media for a day, but shows up every single Sunday on the field. For years, the Jets have been searching for the right formula. They've swung and missed on coaches, quarterbacks, and rosters. But this feels different. Adding Phillips is a statement that the Jets are building their foundation the right way through toughness, discipline, and depth. So, as we look ahead to week one and beyond, one thing is clear: this isn't the same old Jets. This is a team that's plugging holes, adding leaders, and finally giving fans a reason to believe. What do you think, Jets Nation? Did the team pull off a steal with the Harrison Phillips trade? Should they still explore the wide receiver market or ride with the guys they've got? Drop your thoughts below. We're building this conversation together. And remember, we'll be here every step of the way to break down the biggest stories, the smartest moves, and the toughest questions surrounding your New York Jets. Until next time, go Jets!